how you get addicted to pornography. Normally, when we hear about a compulsive porn or masturbation habit, the one chemical that is repeated is dopamine. All we hear is dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Well, there's a little more to it than that. The chemicals produced in our body regulate all our emotional states. You want to feel good or even better when you give up porn and compulsive masturbation, don't you? Well, you've got to understand the neurochemicals involved in your various emotional states, particularly those involved in your sexual behavior, before you can manage them. You've been in a relationship with pornography. It's literally been your girlfriend helping you through the tough times, being there for you when you were lonely and stressed out. Now your body and brain has got so used to it that it needs a taste just to feel normal. Well, what's a taste? It's when you commit to no longer watch pornography, but still look up explicit images or spend time fantasizing about scantily clad women on social media, or read erotic stories or look for movies online which contain sex scenes. That's your little taste. Your body craves the chemical release which comes from this, and it will feel as if something is missing. Until your body and brain gets used to the fact that you will no longer have access to pornography and no longer compulsively masturbate, you are going to experience the pain of withdrawal. The moment you decide that you are going to get a taste, a host of activities begins in your brain. It is important to understand what is happening biologically in your brain to fully grasp the benefits of the withdrawal eliminator method. Now, there are 5 chemicals and hormones involved in your porn and masturbation addiction. Testosterone, which prepares the body for sexual encounters. Testosterone release is a hormonal process and is triggered by the brain as a response to environmental changes. Dopamine is what directs us to resolve the tension that is produced by viewing sexual images. This is the reason why it's emphasized so much, almost to the point of excluding other chemicals. Norepinephrine is a chemical cousin to adrenaline, and it helps the brain remember how your sexual urges are being met. It stores memory of every sexual event. It's like a videographer documenting every sexual event. The rush you experience when viewing pornography is from dopamine and norepinephrine working together. It's also relevant to note that adrenaline is usually released with its little cousin, norepinephrine. Endogenous, which means of internal origin, opiates, which are released during orgasm, determine your... Yes, you heard that right. Your brain literally produces its own opiates to provide relief from pain and for pleasure. This is where the runner's high phenomenon comes from. You experience euphoria due to the opiates. If we break it down in order, your addiction process looks like this. Step 1, you feel anger, stress, loneliness, insecurity, or boredom. Step 2, your brain searches for sexual cues in the environment or fantasizes if it can't find cues. Step 3, once a sexual cue is identified, testosterone is produced. Step 4, regions of the brain which are sensitive to testosterone trigger the release of dopamine. Step 5, dopamine demands release via porn or masturbation. Step 6, you watch pornography. Step 7, the stimuli begins to prep your body for a sexual response. And step 8, you masturbate to orgasm. Step 9, those opiates are released. That is your sexual response when you orgasm. And step 10, due to this euphoric response, it is stored in your memory via norepinephrine, which is actually present throughout the process, just like a videographer recording a documentary. Now, to a lesser degree, oxytocin and serotonin are also involved in this process. So next to poor self-esteem, anger, depression, or anything similar, the process repeats from the top. Got it? Good. In the PornReboot system, we develop processes to identify, prevent, interrupt, and redirect the actions that occur in each step, with the ultimate goal of rewiring your brain to no longer go through these 10 steps. Learn more by visiting elevatedrecovery.org.